What's going on, gamers? Welcome back to the stream on this wonderful and terrific Tuesday. Hello, Finn. Hello to anyone else also watching, working, hanging out. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm back with more shiny hunting and with another dislocated jaw, so that's a fun time. I'll have to give it like 2 weeks before it feels good again. I don't know how to pop it back into socket, so I just kind of have to deal with it. Um, because anytime I don't know, it just happens randomly. Like when I could be eating something like very small and tiny, and then I just hear a pop, and then my jaw is in instant pain for like the next 2 weeks. So that happened this morning. That happened this morning, and that's kind of what I'm dealing with on this nice Tuesday. But other than that, I mean, I'm gonna do more shiny hunting today, just because I know I haven't gotten the shiny charm yet. I did get closer to the charm. I did get closer. I'm almost 3/4 the way done. I've 727 battles, so I got 207. No, yeah, 273 battles left before I can get it. I'll certainly keep going close, getting close. It's just something I'm gonna like naturally have to like go at my own pace because I can't do battles like that constantly. I can't. I have to keep some semblance of sanity in my mind, and that means no battling. Oh, game audio, hi. Almost forgot you per usual. Here we go. Do. Also, gamers, do let me know if there's internet issues on the stream. Like I said yesterday, just because my internet in my room has been hot garbage. Doesn't matter if I'm plugged in, unplugged, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, doesn't matter. It is a disaster. So that's kind of like, you just gotta let me know. Holler at me if something's broken. Let me turn down the volume just a little bit. There you go. Boop, 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 doo. La da dee, la da doo, la da da. Go, 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 go. Rocking and rolling. How much money do I have? I got a lot of money yesterday. Okay, I'm back over the million club. I'm in the million club. I would say I don't know what I'm gonna do with all the money, but it's all gonna go to Pokeballs. Clearly. I'm gonna have to catch so many things. At least it's not as bad as Legends Arceus, where once you throw them, they're gone forever. That is what I blew through my money most of in Legends Arceus, because that game, catching Pokemon in that game was a literal nightmare. Especially in comparison to this. Ooh, yawn. Sorry, yawn. So yesterday we got Skarmory, which is ironically the rarest spawn here, so haha. But Pyroar is still the target. I will also accept Diggersby. That is an acceptable alternative. Simply because I don't have a shiny Diggersby. Nivea, welcome to the stream. I can't... No, Bunnelby's not in Gen 9. Was he in Gen 8? Well, yeah, he had to be in Gen 8, because the only Pokemon that were missing were the monkeys, Furfurou, and Furfurou. Oh, and Patrat as well. So, yeah, I guess... Well, yeah, Bunnelby was in Sword and Shield. Never mind. I was gonna say, there would be no opportunity for me to really hunt it, but I guess there is, and I just never did it. Although it's Bunnelby, so, like, am I really missing, like, the greatest thing ever? I don't know. Welcome back, Finn. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. The good thing is, I guess, I don't think I technically have to do it, but I have been welcomed. You have been welcomed. I don't think I technically have to do it, but the sparkles for anything that's underground in this game, they'll show, like, overworld, even if they're still underground. So I'm still running over them and disturbing their sleep. But I'm pretty sure I'd be able to see the sparkles even without doing that. I beat the 10 battles in a row quest. Oh, I did that the other night. It was not that hard with all level 100 Pokemon. I did it all by myself with only Garchomp. It was actually not as bad. Now, if I had done it earlier in the game, yeah, I could see why that was difficult for people. I did wonder about that. Yes. And I would know from first-hand experience solely because that's how I found my Gibble. It was underground and I couldn't find it. I was running around and I kept hearing the sparkle noise, but I could not find stupid Gibble for like 5 minutes. Did you see my photos earlier? I did. You beat the game. My highest is 94, but I got there. I get my Pokemon as close to 100 as possible with candies, but that final level, I never make them go to level 100 with the rare candy, because that level 99 to 100, that's special. You're crossing the finish line. I want to do it with my Pokemon by myself. So I did boost them up a bit with, I mean, there's not a lot of candies in this game that they give you, so I did what I could, but everyone was pretty much all leveled up within the same day or two. I think Heliolisk and Garchomp were the problem children, because they were taking forever. Heliolisk, because I could just caught it so late, and then Garchomp because it's a pseudo, so it's gonna take a little bit of extra effort to evolve. Gotcha. I don't know if you heard of me at the beginning of stream, because I don't know how many people here. My jaw is in pain. I can't even close my mouth. Like, I can't even put my teeth down to each other without it hurting. Pain. Currently shiny hunting Charmander. Good luck, soldier. Where even is Charmander? Oh, Area 20. That's a dumb question. I knew that. I knew that. The sun's getting low. I did break my record for battles last night when I was doing the doing the battle zone. I got to 34. I did not beat my money record, but I was not actively going out and seeking the money record to beat, but the battle record I did get. I got 34, beating my record of 30. Why? So, you know, this started last year, and thankfully it had been a long while since the issue had stopped. Wanted to say your meme game has been on point. Have a great stream. Thank you, Trippy. I appreciate you. Congratulations on the baby on the way as well. I saw that. Congratulations. No. So anyways, basically, I keep dislocating my jaw. To make a long story short, I keep dislocating my jaw. Not intentionally, but it keeps happening. So, for like 2 weeks until it heals back up, and I don't know how to like smash back into place. I don't know how to do that. I'm not like a chiropractor. Snakes be like, do snakes dislocate their jaws all the time too? Because I guess I'm a snake. I guess I am. You know? Yeah, they do? Okay, well then I guess I'm a snake. Period. Next up, I'll come on stream, start complaining about how I'm shedding skin. That'll be my next complaint. This week it's dislocating jaws. Next week it's skin shedding. Write that down. You'll want to be there for that presentation. But yeah, I was just chewing something, and might I add, not even chewing anything hard. Chewing anything hard. And not even did I take like a big bite. It was like the tiniest bite ever. And then all of a sudden, crack. Jaw busted. Mind you, it was just busted like last month as well. and it was busted for 2 weeks. So I just gotten over it, and now I busted it again. I've seen, like, those videos of, like... Well, I've seen it because of WWE and everything like that, because they can, like, dislocate their shoulders and whatnot. I've seen, like, them, like, popping them back in. I don't know how that works, and I don't want to find out how that works. That is just gross. That is gross. Ugh! Ew, ew. Even thinking about it, the visual in my mind of someone popping their shoulder back in, that's a no-go for me. At that point, just let the shoulder dangle. Let it dangle forever. It's gone. Blazer, welcome to the stream. I don't know how you pop your shoulder. Have to do it all the time. Thankfully, I've never done it. My friend... I was over at my friend's house as a kid growing up, and he was wrestling someone like 5 years older than him. Long story. The kid was an asshole. He lifted him up and slammed him into the ground. At his own house, mind you. The guest slammed the owner of the house's kid down at the kid's house. And just, as you do if you slam someone down when you're that much bigger, naturally, a shoulder kind of got dislocated in the moment. And I was there to witness it. It was kind of crazy. I mean, I've had broken bones, so I'm assuming that the pain of dislocating a shoulder is the equivalent of, like, breaking a bone. The recovery process is also probably similar as well. I can't imagine it being that much different. I mean, you put your arm in, like, a sling if you dislocate your shoulder, like, severely. Like moving a misaligned Lego brick. That's a great way to put it. You just gotta snap the Lego back into place. Nowhere near as painful? Oh, really? Not as painful as a broken bone? Well, then I guess I've experienced the worst. Because I don't plan on giving childbirth anytime soon, so... what other pain would there be for me to experience? That would be, like, severe as breaking a bone. I think that would be number one. Or maybe appendicitis. I feel like appendicitis, actually, that's probably the worst. That's probably the number one. I think the scariest is how you can sometimes get appendicitis, but you don't need your appendix removed. It's just kind of like, it's just got to go through. You just got to deal with it, and then you'll naturally get better just because they're inflamed or whatnot. I don't know. I don't know how the appendix work. All I know is they're a useless organ that you can take out, and you'll be fine without them. Kind of like wisdom teeth. You don't need your wisdom teeth. They just happen to grow. Except for me. I was born without wisdom teeth. I'm a part of the rare community. Not a single wisdom tooth was in my mouth. Ever. Anytime my stomach hurts, I think I have that. It's hard for me to say I had appendicitis. I don't remember. It was middle school. I never got my appendix removed, but it was something similar to that, where I was just in, like, throbbing pain around, like, the belly button to, like, the sides, which is what you experience when your appendix are about to explode. But it got better after, like, 5 days or so. I want to say I was on, like, some... the doctor put me on some, like, inflammatory thing. Whatnot. I'm not gonna lie, Finn. Shiny Alpha Glaceon, or just Shiny Glaceon in general, doesn't really look like anything different. It's just, like, the slightest shade lighter. It's not a very good shiny. Which is a shame. Same for Leafeon. Leafeon shiny is also just, like, a shade lighter, and it's not very good either. All the evolutions, in a way, most of the evolutions except for Umbreon, Vaporeon, Sylveon, they all kind of got shafted. Now, I would make an argument, and I would say that Shiny Espeon's a good one. However, I know a lot of people don't like Shiny Espeon because of the green, so... I'd say those are the only three that, like, have decent shinies of the bunch. Jolteon's is bad. Flareon's is bad. Leafeon's bad. Glaceon is bad. Like, they just don't have... They barely change, or they're just, like, a not nice color when they change. Hi, Kirsten, and welcome to the stream.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Why did I go back into the fire? Get me out of here. I don't mind Espeon. I like the Espeon green, too. I think just depending on the game. I mean, some games, just based on the color palette, it is, like, better or worse. But it's just all of the game's art style and things like that, and what saturation they kind of put into it. Logan, welcome in. Hello. Howdy. 57 ticket battles, 3 more until I've maxed out for the title. Let's go. How goes it? It goes okay. It goes okay. Aside from the fact I was supposed to have a date tonight and not be streaming. However, I have a date with YouTube, so that's all that counts. It's all that matters. Yada. So we out here vibing. And honestly, since I've dislocated my jaw, probably best that I'm just vibing. We've got it. We got it in the bag. Ooh, ooh. Ever since someone told me that you can tell the time or how much longer there is in the day and night because of the circle around the map, game changing. I would have never noticed that had it not been pointed out to me. I feel like, same with Scarlet and Violet, I just don't like nighttime in the game. It's just not the vibe. It also kind of makes it harder to see, but maybe that's just my old eyeballs. My old and bad eyeballs. I think, did we look it up on stream, or was I talking with someone else about it? I can't remember if I was talking about it on stream or not, but I do fall into the legally blind category. Without my glasses or contacts, it's bad. It's bad. We're in the trenches. I pointed that out to one of my partners yesterday, and they screamed because they never realized it. My reaction was exactly that live on stream. I kept asking, like, how do I know when daybreak's coming? How much time do I have left? I have no idea how much time I have left. Is it just, like, random? Little did I know. Now it's making me want to go back to Scarlet and Violet, because Scarlet and Violet has that same little circular mini-map. So is it the same in that game? At least you aren't severely allergic to... That is a positive. I'm just allergic to everything else outside, such as birds. Fun fact, I'm allergic to birds. How would I ever get in contact with a bird? I don't know, but we don't want to try it. Grass, trees, the whole 9 yards. We got it all. It's kind of crazy that an allergy test can tell you that you're allergic to birds. That's kind of nutty. Although, I don't know what allergy tests are like now. People have pets, birds. Oh, that's probably why it's on the allergy test then. I was about to ask why are birds included on the allergy test, because that's kind of crazy, but I guess you're right. People do have pet birds. I mean, my neighbor growing up who had the 7 dogs that I had to watch, and they paid handsomely whenever we watched them. Let me just tell you, little high school me having to spend the night with 7 dogs sleeping on you, because they're like emotionally attached. 7 of them, count them, 7. 2 were, one was blind, 1 was deaf, and then 1 was blind and deaf. And then the other 4 were varying in age, between young and old. So I always had my hands full. But that neighbor as well, not only did they have 7 dogs, they had a bird. They had a bird. I didn't have to touch the bird, though. All I had to do was feed it. So it was just kind of in its cage vibing. There was nothing I needed to really do, so no interaction, thankfully. And also, thankfully, all of their dogs have hair because they were all like poodles. They had 7 poodles. Like varying types of poodles though, because some of the poodles were a little bit bigger and then some were a little bit tinier. I still remember the dog that was blind and deaf, Nemo. Oh my god, he was the sweetest. That was like 10 years ago, so Nemo is long since gone. But you know what? He was the best one. He was so cute. He was like a teacup. He was like a teacup dog. He was so teeny tiny. I don't think I could handle a teacup dog. I mean, have you ever like accidentally stepped on like a dog's paw and they like yelp? What would happen if you stepped on a poodle or like a teacup dog on accident? My heart would shatter into a million pieces. I don't think I'd ever be able to forgive myself. Sounds like my house, my oldest is deaf and blind, and the youngest is just deaf. I mean, they're cute. I mean, I feel like my dog growing up, later became deaf in like that last year or so. She had lost hearing altogether. You put a bell on them so you know where they are, that's why. What are the dogs where you dress them up because they're normally so cold? What breed of dog is that? I can't remember. Jenna Marbles has them. They have like the really teeny tiny brittle legs, and if you like, they like are very prone to breaking, so you have to be very delicate with that dog breed. But they're also like, you gotta like dress them up, otherwise they literally get too cold. Italian Greyhound, that's it. That's it, that's the one. Yeah, and they got the little funky tails as well. What cuties. I think, actually, please hold. Do Italian Greyhounds have hair or fur? I could have, theoretically. Chat, I'm happy to report. Because it has hair, I could own an Italian Greyhound if I wanted one. Unfortunately, Chow Chows are off the table. It's never meant to be. Italian Greyhounds? I can look into that. I can look into that. You know what's crazy? We're talking about teacup dogs. Jenna Marbles has a teacup dog and the Italian Greyhounds. The two that we're talking about. She's got them both covered. Congratulations on your shiny links, Logan. Congratulations, congratulations. Chows are very difficult dogs, but gosh darn are they cute. So it's probably for the best that I'm allergic. Yeah, a husky would be my worst nightmare. Huskies are the worst shedders of like any breed. I would actually like, I don't mean to sound dramatic, but I would actually die in the presence of a husky. Like it's that they shed that bad. Like blossom shedding's fine just because I make sure not to like interact with it. Like sitting on couches or anything like that. Otherwise I change my clothes. So I don't know what a Bernese mountain dog is. I have no idea what that is. Do I need to do a Google search? Growing up, we had neighbors that had 2 huskies. Did they have 2 huskies or 1 husky? Maybe just one. Think Saint Bernard, but black and brown. Okay. Bernese mountain dog. Oh yeah, exactly. That looks exactly like Beethoven. Wow, they are cute. They're very large. Oh, this image is sending me. This is Google chat. Someone help this woman. Help this woman immediately. She has a dog on top of her, and she does not look pleased. Oh my gosh. They're big cuddle bugs. They're so cute. They think they're lap dogs. What? I saw. What is the breed of dog where they're like absolutely massive? And when I mean massive, I mean like so massive to a point where they can like reach countertops by just standing. What breed of dog is that? Because I've seen some on like TikTok and things like Great Dane. Thank you, the Great Dane. I've seen like Great Danes think they're like lap dogs and try to like sit on people. I've seen videos. I'm like, you little silly goober. You're not supposed to be up there. You're not supposed to be there. They do indeed think they're lapdogs, big couch potatoes. Listen, I'm gonna get my own dog someday. Don't you worry. It's gonna be a small dog. It's gonna be a small dog. And have hair to avoid two crises. But I'm gonna treat them like royalty. I'm gonna give them like their own personal couches. Chat, if I have enough space, I may even give them an entire room. I saw that. I wonder, there's this actual TikToker who is like, they take dog parent to like a whole new level where they have an entire house, or like an entire room in their house. Their dogs have like children's like toddler beds. And the entire room's like looks like a children's room, but it's for his two dogs. And he makes content with it. Like, the man is dedicated and loves his craft. I want an Afghan hound. That's my dream, but I've been looking at collie puppies lately. I want to own a borzoi. Hold up. Don't even know what that is. Borzoi. Internet be slow. Hold on. Okay, I've seen those. I did not know that was a borzoi. Did not know that. You learn something new every day. My animals have their own room. Honestly, I mean, we would just put our dogs' beds were in like the laundry room, and then their cages were in like the mud room. So they had those two entire rooms to like where they could like sleep if they wanted. Now, granted, they could sleep on the couch if we wanted. We did not care if they were on the couches. They have hair, so it's not like it's an issue with shedding. They didn't shed, so. But I guess you could technically classify that as their rooms as well, even though it's multi-purpose with laundry machines there. I'm getting the alphas, but everything but a shiny. I will get the shiny charm soon enough, and my problems will all go away, surely. They will all disappear, and I know it. I still love my new fit, by the way. It's giving fall. Also, I probably should not stop when Pokemon are actively attacking me. I can admire my outfit from outdoors. I love the little satchel, too. It kind of reminds me of that Eevee backpack that they have on Pokemon Center. Color-wise. Why have a guest room when you can have a pet room? I mean, I support the pet room. And guests can just stay on the couch. I love my drip too. I put a picture in the chat earlier. Yeah, I saw it on Discord. I like doing the poses. Did I take pictures last night? Hold up. I think I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry. You know what I was doing, though? I was seeing how far up I could go and far out. Fair change. They will. I need a stupid pose. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Spare change? Spare shiny luck? Anyone? Ooh. Okay, that's enough fun. Reset. See, the camera in this game is just stupid fun to use. I haven't taken much pictures with my Pokemon at the cafe, though, so once I start getting, like, a considerable amount of, like, good shinies, then I'm gonna have, like, a photo shoot at all the cafes. Like, can you imagine me and a shiny Chikorita having some coffee? I can see the vision now. It's in bright lights. How you doing, though, Ace? How are you enjoying life in your favorite game? La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-da. Shiny Chespin would kind of be gag-worthy, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna front with you. Even though I don't like Chespin, it'd still be a gag. Also, chat, I figured out my Halloween costume today. Very last minute, so we're gonna work with what we can work with, but I figured it out. Take it, see if you can guess. Okay, it's a comic book character. It's not a main one. He's like a sidekick. He's a sidekick character. You can correctly guess, I will give you a gold star. DC or Marvel? DC. Red Arrow? Okay, okay. It's not correct, but okay. You're on the right avenue of sidekick. But I got it like a... I don't know my DC character. This one is like very popular. Like to a point where it might... He's associated with like one of DC's most popular characters. He's the sidekick of a DC character. Like the main one. Raphael, welcome to the stream. Harley Quinn? What makes you think I could be Harley Quinn? Robin. That is correct. I am being Robin. I am indeed. So I got like I have a Robin shirt, like actual Robin outfit. And then I got I have a long sleeve green shirt. That'll be the green part of his outfit as well. And then I didn't get green shorts. I'm just gonna wear black shorts. We're gonna make it work. Just because there were some pretty cute like short green shorts out there, like to match. But I'm not wearing tights. I'm not wearing tights or like green pants. I think I'd rather actually jump off this bridge right now. I will find any excuse to wear shorts. So I think I'm gonna stick with my black ones. My black shorts that I already have. Oh, and then I got some makeup as well. So I'm gonna do, instead of actually having a mask, although mask comes with the costume, I'm gonna do the makeup mask. I just have to draw it accurately. Although, it's like a black marker, though. No, actually, no, it's not even a black marker. I tried to look for a black marker, but the soonest available was, like, November 3rd delivery, and I was like, "I can't do that." So, I got one that kinda looks like a lipstick. Like, it's face paint, obviously, but it, like, is shaped like lipstick. I don't know how this is gonna work out. But, you know how Amazon has, like, videos attached to, like, products and things, and it shows videos? When they were doing it and showing it in the videos, they looked like it was, like, applying, like, a pen, so pen/marker, so that's kinda, like, what I was going for. As long as I can, like, trace, I'm good. What made me wanna be Robin, though, is because I kept seeing apparently Nightwing is, like, like, an insanely popular costume this year. I don't know why all of a sudden Nightwing would be Nightwing hasn't been in anything recent, has it? Has he? I don't think he has. But I keep seeing people in, like, the skin tight, like, onesies for Nightwing. I've been seeing it all over the TikTok. Also over TikTok, I've been seeing people being, like, chronically online. If I could go, I'd go Gladys's weapons. That's it. That's the one. Chat. Gladys. I've seen drag queens already embrace Gladys. I knew she'd be an icon. Gay community, we really know how to pick and choose our heroes. Gladys weapons. Chat. If you've never seen the movie Weapons, this icon. This icon. Aunt Gladys. Aunt Gladys changed my life. You just don't you don't know if you don't know. If you haven't seen the movie, you will never understand. Aunt Gladys changed everything about my, like, entire DNA. The bob, the fuck ass bob, the crazy glasses, the freaking, like, tracksuit looking outfit. Insane. A true horror icon. I swear, when I saw Weapons in theaters, I left, like, in awe. I have not had an experience with a horror movie like that in so long. It was like an out-of-body experience when I saw Weapons because of Aunt Gladys. And I think I was even more surprised just because she wasn't advertised at all for, like, the movie. She's, like, barely advertised. So when she showed up and just made shit hit the fan, I literally got, like, whiplash watching the movie in the best way. I just rewatched I think I said it on the stream the other day. I just rewatched Weapons over the weekend just because it dropped on HBO Max. And I wanted to see if it gave me, like, the same, like, type of reaction as when I saw it in theaters, and it did. It was equally as good. Also, I think the dude in Weapons, there's a lot of dudes, but I'm pretty sure, is that the guy who played the young Han Solo in Solo, a Star Wars movie? That's him, right? I'm almost positive it is. That movie was like 10 years ago, though, so that's where I thought he was familiar from. I do not know that man's name. I'm sorry to this man. Which dude? He had the mustache. He was the cop. Thanos? No, not Thanos. I knew Thanos. Josh Brolin is Thanos. I cannot remember that man's name for... I don't... You know what? I say remember that man's name. I don't even think I know that man's name. I know his face. Indiana Jones? I don't think I know anything... Ooh, it's gonna bother me. Han Solo 2018. Alden Ehrenreich? That is a funky last name. I'm sorry to this man if I mispronounced it. Is he British? Nope, he's American. don't know why. He gives off British vibes. I'm so sorry to I'm sorry to this man. I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. And he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man. Although, okay, so I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory or it's just my elaboration of the movie, but I have I think that the movie Weapons is a metaphor for school shootings. That is my theory. Just because we see like an entire class disappear, right? And everyone freaks out. But when that happens, and the movie's called Weapons, in real life, people just like turn away and they're like, they think about it for a day and then they move on with their lives. And it's a horrible thing that happens. But that's like kind of what I think the director and the writer was going for when he made that movie. It is. I really thought I just had a big brain moment. He confirmed it. All right. I thought I was being like, was like interpreting it as like art in a certain way. That's what the dude does. Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's what the movie's about. It's very poetic in a way. Kids just go missing in that movie. Everyone freaks out. Happens in real life. Everyone just like, turns away. It's a sad reality, but it's good commentary. Also good commentary without being in your face about it. I still can't pronounce that lady's name. Jacinth. I love her theme music. I don't remember her theme music. I should probably go back. I know Pohilil or something like that. I think that's his username. He always posts the game audio ripped on the YouTube channel. And he's like, he has the entire library of Pokemon music on his channel. He's probably already got this game uploaded. Razor, I have like 21 to 22 spare dex entries in my boxes off ZA of evolutions alone. 140 out of 2. You're already halfway there. I believe in you, Raphael. The very good thing is what? I think there was only 4 Pokemon that I could not get in this game without trading. I think that was right. It was either 2, 3, or 4. There's very few that Pokemon you actually need like to trade for, and that are like impossible to get otherwise. I think like things like Machamp and Gengar and what else? Machamp, Gengar, Steelix. You can all find them in the wild, so. I haven't beaten the main story yet. Well, 140, having not beat the main story and you're already at 140 is pretty impressive. 3 item evos you can't trade fully evolve. 3, count it. I was right. 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4. The answer's 3. The sun's getting low. It's the tray of Eos that require items except Steelix who are not in table. I'm pretty sure you can get Machamp in the wild. I'm almost positive by that, because you can get an alpha one. Is it Area 20? That's where most of the big bad boy Pokemon are. Metagross isn't an evolution item, but he's there. Yes, you can. Boom. What is it? It's probably Scizor. I don't think you can get Scizor in the wild at all. And the other three... Oh, Scizor, Aromatisse, and Slurpuff. Right? I think those are the three. Buzz it in. That's my final answer. That's my guess for the three you absolutely need to trade for, because you can't get them otherwise. Correct? They say it's not hard. They say it's not hard. It's just that easy, chat. Take a quick, educated guess. And you'll get it right. I'm kind of debating on when I lift the spoiler-free policy for, like, streams and whatnot. Because the game will be out 2 weeks tomorrow. Technically. I mean, I feel like everyone and their grandmother was playing it and suddenly moved to Australia. So they all played it a day before it actually came out, but... So I'm kind of thinking, like, 2 weeks might be fair to just drop the spoiler-free. Because it's either, like, wait 2 weeks for when everyone plays the game, or... And then everyone who's not going to get it's probably going to get it for the holidays. Well, these are, like, the two main times that people would get it. Oh my god. I keep having to yawn, but it just hurts my jaw even more. Felix doesn't spawn in the wild? Are you sure? I'm almost positive there's an alpha one in Area 20. I'm considering to major in food. We need to take 2 steps back, Raphael. I'm confused. Are we talking about school? You're gonna major in food? Like culinary? Yes, school. Okay, that adds more context because I got really confused there for a second. So you mean like culinary as in like chef? You're gonna major in that? Oh my god, oh my god, ow, ow, ow. I need just one big final yawn, so I never have to yawn again. And my jaw can stop hurting because I'm doing it. Yep, that makes more sense in majoring in food, because I got really confused there for a second. I did not know one could major in food. But being a chef makes more sense. I don't know, that you can major for some wild things. I mean... No. What are the craziest... Craziest college majors. Alright. You can major in puppetry, bakery science, turf grass science, floral management. I feel like why is that on the weird one? That's not weird. There are florists and arborists who like specialize in that. Why is that under the weird category? Surf science. Okay, that one's an interesting one. What would you do with a surf science degree? Maybe you could do like probably do some aquatic things. Hit the waves. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what's the marine biologist? That's what I'm thinking of. But you would probably do something similar to that. You can major in the bowling industry. Not bowling the sport, but the entire industry you can major in. I think that's for building surfboards. Let's see. Oops. It does not say. All the things that they put on weirdest college majors aren't that crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I was thinking, like, I don't know, someone's gonna major in graveyards. Something, like, absolutely, like, what? How do you apply that? But astrobiology, floral management, uh, amusement park engineer. Amusement park engineering is not weird because you want to make sure people ride roller coasters and not fly off. I feel like that's a pretty important job for all amusement parks in the country. Cannabis cultivation. I don't think that's weird. I didn't know you could major in it. I thought you could just do that. I thought that's just how people did it. They cultivate it in home. Or at facilities. I didn't know you needed a degree for that. I grew up 11 years learning in the kitchen. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I keep doing it and then I keep breaking my jaw doing it. I grew up 11 years learning in the kitchen. I learned at home, but mostly in school, which is why I'm considering a major in food. I took a cooking class in high school. It was pretty fun. What did we make in that class? We made handmade spaghetti. Like, we made the actual noodles and everything. We made coffee cake. The final project was making an entire cake. We made Christmas cookies. Oh, I think we made the nastiest kind of cookie though. Our group got stuck with the nastiest. Like, some groups got like chocolate, some got chocolate chips, some got like sugar cookies. I want to say we got like, I don't even know. It tasted like absolute garbage though. Let me just tell you. Whatever type of cookie we got, not good. What else did we make in that class? I can't remember, actually. I cannot remember what else we made. Homemade pasta, coffee cake, cookies. That's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me. Because there's obviously a cooking class, so we had to make stuff. We couldn't just... We did have to take, like, actual tests on, like, food and whatnot. But they were really easy. It's, like, questions about, like, baking or, like, temperatures of, like, ovens and things like that. Or stovetops and things like that. Like, very, very basic, like, questions about, like, how the kitchen works. You just had to take, like, written and multiple choice quizzes. That, like, if you did not pass those, it would be almost concerning. Oh, wait. You know what we did? I remember something. We made quesadillas. And that, we also made quesadillas. And I remember that now because of how this one kid pronounced quesadillas. He said this with his full chest. No stutter, nothing. He said this being totally legit. He pronounced quesadilla, quasadilla. Not only like what, but like he actually, it wasn't like a funny joke, haha, he just said it once weirdly. That's how he pronounced quesadilla. And the entire class just turned to him when he said that out loud and was like, "Sir? Sir?" He also got fired from JCPenney's while in that class. We had to deal with that lore that he dropped on us as well. How does that... Well, I guess if you're a teenager, it's probably easier to get fired from places, but... JCPenney's? How do you mess up at JCPenney so bad? Is it like too many no-call, no-shows? Maybe, probably. I helped run a breakfast club program at my elementary school for 2 years when I did 6 years of food classes in high school. They never had anything like the only thing that they had at our school. Now, please keep in mind, our school was so massive, it had 6,000 kids. So this will make sense once you hear. There was a restaurant in our school, but it was like for the culinary class. The only way you could go, like eat at the restaurant during lunchtime is like via invitation. Like you couldn't just walk in and order something from the restaurant. It was always like class related or invite exclusive. But the big like advanced culinary class who like ran that place, they would make some like entire things like that. Otherwise, the cafeteria staff didn't allow student helpers. There's no student helpers nor like learning outside of like the actual culinary class. That's awesome, Raphael. I rarely got breakfast at school just because I would get dropped off by my parents. I didn't ride the bus. If you rode the bus, you would always get to school like extra early. But when my parents would drop me off, I would get there like 5 minutes before school started. Or when I drove myself to school as well. Because I had my car junior and senior year, so I would literally show up like 10 minutes before school started and then start going to class, walking 5 minutes before. Eee. La da dee, la da doo, la da da. There was a class at my high school, where you ran the school's like store. Like the school had like a basic generic like store where you could get like merch of like the school mascots and like you get like t-shirts, shorts, maybe like a hoodie or something like that. Like very basic merch that you could buy. And it was open like a couple days a week. Not every day, but it was open a couple days a week. I don't know what else they did in the class. If they weren't running the store, I have no clue what they were doing otherwise. Maybe it was business related class on like how to run a business. That's my only guess, but they ran stuff like that and they had like objectives like what you're talking about, Raphael, where they would work on things like end school hunger. And then they would also do things where you could like buy like homemade cookies and things like in class or in the shop. Oh, we weren't allowed to leave school, Finn. Wow, that's cool that you could go to shops nearby. We were not allowed to leave. You could not leave the premises. There was It was run like a military. Like security would like be by the gates to the entrance, and they would not let you leave unless you had like an actual pass. And what's even crazier is that they would gate it in, so they would like close the gates. This is a public school, by the way, which is even crazier. It's not a fancy private school. It was a public school, and they would gate everyone in, and you could not leave without showing the security your pass. We would go to shops nearby and look at the toy sections for an hour. The upper years, we were given special permissions to leave. We were never given that. You always had to have a pass to leave the premises. Did I leave the premises sometimes for funsies? Yes, but I got a pass because I would have my mom call me out. Unfortunately, I was not 18 at all my senior year. I turned 18 right as I graduated, so I couldn't, like, call myself out. I had a friend who turned 18, and I want to say not even exaggerating, 4 out of the 5 days a week, she would, like, give up halfway through the day and just call out. She would write herself out, and she was 18, so she could do it without parents' permission. Everyone understood that if you're late, you won't be allowed back in without getting a lunch detention. I am very thankful. I never had detention in high school. I had detention a bunch in middle school, but never high school. The high school detention was a lot worse than middle school. Middle school detention, it was basically an after-school party. And you had like a month and a half in middle school to like serve your detention, because obviously they can't host it every single week for people, because like what if a parent can't pick you up? Like kids have to arrange rides home and stuff like that. So you had like a month and a half leeway of time where you could serve your detention. And there was a public sheet of like which teacher was hosting the detention. So as the smart kid I am, I just always waited till it was the cool teacher's detention where they were hosting it and went to their detention. Because if I went to a strict teacher, she would have ran detention like the military, like it should be. But with the fun teachers, it was like a party. I remember one time this kid did like an actual like front flip cartwheel in detention in front of everyone for us to see. We were not sitting there writing things or writing apologies. Nope. Doing front flips. Because I was in band, we knew secret doors and entrances where we could sneak out in and out all the time. I bet you can't do that anymore, only because schools are probably locked tight just for security purposes because of how crazy everything is. I know that was like that for my school, like middle school, not so much, but for high school, they had started doing that. They had started doing that because that's when, unfortunately, a lot of things started to happen all the time. So I want to say maybe like by my sophomore or junior year, probably my sophomore year, like the doors, except for the very front entrance, were, well, actually no, the front entrance was locked too. You had to like buzz in, even if you were like a parent coming to pick up a kid, you had to buzz in before they would unlock the door. But that's just America, I guess. They would send a teacher to get you before the end of class if you had detention, and you wouldn't get to choose what day you would have your detention. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Although, to be fair, in fairness, Finn, over in the UK, and correct me if I'm wrong, over in the UK, it's a lot more like walking or public transport or things like that. Like you could take a bus home, or you could walk home. Because you're walking down like to shops or whatever for lunch, so you could probably walk home. Our schools, just because America is so massive and like you couldn't walk home. Like you either had the bus to get home or you were walking like 5 miles. So they were always lenient with that because they were very lenient with that because of the fact that a child just can't walk home. They need like an actual ride home. You know what's crazy? My mom got me into detention. Do you have a story like that? Has your mom ever gotten you a detention at school? Mine did. Crazy timeline. I was 16 at the end of high school. I don't know what age it is in the US. You finish high school at 18. 17, 18. Depending on when your birthday is. Like my birthday, I turned 18 like right at my graduation. So that's how old I was. But yeah, my mom got me detention. So basically something happened in class where this is gonna sound insane. Someone choked me out in class, right? I didn't tell. Naturally, I didn't tell. I'm not a tattletale. But I told my mom about it, and then my mom went behind my back and just like kind of like told my teacher like, "Hey, can you watch out for this?" But my teacher's like, "Oh, I have to report this now that you've brought this to my attention." And then I got called to the principal's or the vice principal's office, and I got told, "Yeah, I could suspend you all for this." And mind you, I was just involved. I was the victim. But because I was involved, I got in trouble. So that was like the one and only detention where my mom signed off the piece of paper and was like, "I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry. I don't mind signing this detention slip because low-key my fault. I told thinking I was gonna help. I told not thinking I was gonna turn you in for being a victim." I was like, well, damn. I always found that so silly. I don't know if anyone else at school was like that. Did you also get suspended if you were involved in a fight? Like, if you were not the one who started the fight, you were just simply involved. The one getting fought. Did you also get suspended? Because that's what happened at our schools. The presence and involvement alone got you banned for like 3 days. The victim, no. The aggressor, yes. Our school, unless it was like very clearly obvious, like it had to be some extraneous circumstance where that the victim didn't also get suspended. Something very, very specific that would make it so. Otherwise, both people got suspended. They didn't have any. They kind of had stuff like that at our schools, Raphael. But if you didn't have lunch money or you like forgot lunch or something like that, the school, I'm pretty sure they're legally not allowed to let you starve. So they would just give you. They gave you like the tiniest, like nastiest peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but you also had to pay it back as well. Like the next day or so, you'd have to come back and give that money for the missed lunch. So, good idea was to just never miss lunch in general, because then you wouldn't have to deal with the nasty PB&J sandwich. No, Finn, I'm talking about like just someone standing there, right? Someone standing there, and then another person comes up and whacks them in the face. Both people are getting called down to the office. Both people are getting suspended. The person just standing there getting whacked is equally in trouble. Is that not insane? That's insane. Here's your mystery meat. I would not eat meats from public school. Honestly, all public school food was kind of questionable as is. But, you know, you gotta eat if you gotta eat. Let's say, I think maybe like 4 out of the 5 days a week I would probably pack my lunch. Maybe there was like a specific day or two in which I didn't pack lunch. That sounds stupid. Nope. Yep. Welcome to America. I think it's so, at least, it's definitely not like this in all states, because a lot of states are like, hee-haw, screw the kids, even though they're all about family. Which is a whole other subject, but I think now, at least in the state of Michigan, where I was from, I'm pretty sure they have universal free lunch for kids. I don't think you have to pay anymore. Like, it's included in your tax dollars that kids get paid free lunch. Or kids get given free lunch because you pay taxes. Oh. Oh, hey. Hey. Shiny, bye. Quick and easy. Quick and easy, quick and easy. Nothing like a quick shiny. Now all the homies are mad. Nice little freak out. All right, the question is, do I want to go for Diggersby? Still keep going for Diggersby or switch up locations? Because I don't... That is not a good shiny. That is not very nice. I was here. Where were you when I got a shiny Pyroar? It's just so, bland. It's like if they, lightened up the saturation a little bit. Yeah, this filter, the dreamy filter, makes it look like it's shiny. No filter, shiny. Do area 20 for funsies. Do the female megas look different? No, they look exactly the same. They're just, the only thing is like the gender difference design. The shiny is the exact same color. Oh, I should probably save. Hee hee ha ha. Probably good when you get a shiny. Whoosh. Okay, I'm gonna take a photo shoot with the Pyroar after this. I forgot to do that. The excitement was just like, oh my god, immediately shiny, immediately catch, immediately run away. Then I got it. I did not process it. I need to process it officially. Wow. Wow. What a beauty. Ish. Get close. I guess my character's blocking it. Okay, I need you. Wait, where'd you go? I need you to stay put. Caption this. The sun's in the way. Dang it. Hi, Roar. I need you to turn around this way. There. Stay. 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 Hey. Stay. This is what I'm talking about. They don't stay put. There we go. Crouch down. Chat, caption this. It's like the opposite of a 0.5 selfie. Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox. What I see in the morning when I'm late to feeding my cat. Here we go. Ready? Watch this. Oh, it doesn't let me go any farther left. Wow. Look at that. That top-down view. Fisheye's kind of funny. Look how big I can make its head. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. What moves do you know? Let's go murder this fletchling. Never mind, fletchling ran away. Is there a Pokemon that won't run away nearby? Oh, actually, let's go. We can smash this mega thing. Okay, you know, Flamethrower, Hyper Voice, Crunch, and Earth Power. Actually, that's kind of a goated moveset. Why do you? So I don't know if you're physical or special. That probably depends. You have mostly special moves aside from Crunch, but... Come on, Slowpoke, speed it up! Well, that was certainly fun. What a nice shiny find. Oh, I didn't reset the area. Hee. Hey, Rose Raid, how you doing? La da dee, la da doo, la da da. Malamar, you know you want to shine for me. Trigalgi, you know you want to shine for me. Shine bright like a diamond. That's a wild comparison, Finn. Absolutely wild. Do you have any shiny crocodiles? I do not. I have 0 to my name. I have the entire Chikorita line. I have the entire Charmander line. I have the entire Squirtle line. So that means all I need here is tepig. Wait, no, I have the entire tepig line too from Pokemon Go. Okay, yeah, Totodile is the only shiny starter I don't have. Oh, Sandile? Okay, no. No, I do not have any of those either. I'm not crazy about their shinies. That might be a hot take, that might not be a hot take. I'm not sure on the opinion on that. I'm not crazy for the brown and gold. I just set up game chat with a friend on the Switch thingy. It's texting, but no, it's a call. Yeah, game chat on Switch is actual, like, it's kind of like Discord. It's basically Nintendo's way of stop using Discord to use our platform. They wanna get rid of Discord's monopoly. What does shiny Garbodor look like? Actually, that's a dumb question. I'm pretty sure I have a shiny Garbodor. I got one in Sword and Shield. Either way, even if I have the shiny, I don't remember what it looks like. Isn't that horrible? I have the shiny, but I can't even remember what it is. It's a blue bag. Okay, I'm seeing the vision now. Let me go back to my album. Filter. Can you by game? Yes, you can. Where's oh, there it is. Let's see. This would have been the only game that I got it in. Oh, look at that. I did get it. It's a G-Max, too. I totally forgot Garbodor got a G-Max form. This is me remembering that. Gosh. To think Sword and Shield was 6 years ago is insane to me. You like haunted houses? Can I break some horrible news to you? Might come as shocking. I've never been to a haunted house. I would love to go to a haunted house. However, I've never been. I want to be tough and say my first reaction would be to start swinging if someone scares me, but the real reaction is I think I would collapse. Yeah, I can handle a haunted mansion. Haunted house. And then I faint on the spot. I like the concept of them, but I know how I react. Yeah, I think it would just be kind of hard to get through. Because how many times can someone pop out and scare you? I'm the type to swing. See, that's what I want to be in. Like, I'm tough. Yeah, I think if someone popped out and scared me, I would start swinging. I wonder if haunted house workers, they have to be warned that some people's reactions might be to hit you. In order to take this job, you need to sign a waiver that says customers may hit you. I bet they do actually have to do that. Never thought about that, but that's probably legit. Because I'm positive people's reaction would also be, their first reaction would be to throw a fist if someone jumped out at a haunted mansion and scared them. I would also feel bad afterwards. Like, if someone just in a mask scared me and then I punched the person in the mask. Like, dang, sorry. All right to you. Do 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 do. I know because my brothers have tried scaring me plenty of times and I swing every time. I remember that there's like that one Vine where someone scares them and the dude goes like, that's his reaction. That's his fighting instinct when he got scared. I think that's still wild. Ooh, 2 Drampas. Not 1 shiny. Keep accidentally scaring my coworkers. I'm very easy to scare, to be honest with you. Like, if I were to turn a corner and you were there and I didn't know you were there, I would jump. If I was, like, looking down at my phone and I looked up and someone was there, I would jump. I'm, like, easily startled. That would be a fair assessment of me. Put that on my resume. Easily startled. Dang, Alpha Rose Raid, Alpha Gyarados, Alpha Florges. Any other alphas want to pop up? Got a good selection here. I wouldn't say I'm scared. Okay, so if I'm like watching a scary movie, right? I'm not gonna get scared. Like, I could get like jump scared, like where it's like, oh, and then I'm back to normal. I'm not like horribly frightened for minutes, hours, or days later. Like, a jump scare is a little jump scare, you know, they get you, haha. But then like I feel like it's like the minimal, uneventful scares that get me. Like someone standing behind you that you didn't know was standing behind you. That freaked me out more than like a demon. Like a ghost doing shenanigans like The Conjuring. Like someone standing behind me or someone like going boo would scare me more. No, if our internet wasn't hot garbage right now, I would totally want to watch a scary movie tonight. However, I don't know if my internet can keep up. I was trying to watch as simple as My Hero Academia last night, and I couldn't. It wouldn't even load. I'm playing Pokemon with the Krusty Krab thing right now, specifically the Rake Horn Pipe. Remember when I made the... I don't know, actually. I don't know if anyone actually does remember this. When I played the Mr. Krabs Simulator, I think that was one of the most wild... My computer almost exploded, by the way. However they made that game was so intense that not even my gaming PC at the time could handle it. That was my old PC, too. I remember that. It was honestly, genuinely one of the most wild experiences. I would want to... You know what? I wonder if they've added since then. That had to be like 4 or 5 years ago when I played that. Have they made more of the Mr. Krabs Simulator? Have they added levels? Because I just remember the final boss was the Alaskan Bullworm. I think I privated that video, so it's no longer public. I'm almost positive I did. It might be maybe on my TikTok still, but it's probably privated. Only my eyes can see it. Because I doubt I have it on YouTube. For algorithm reasons, with how much I cared about the algorithm years ago, I probably would not have it on my channel still. I mean, I have all my old Let's Plays. Okay, all my old Let's Plays aren't privated, but they're unlisted. So they're on my channel. You can watch them, but they're not like actively. You have to actively find them out. Do you hear that Sammy Sweetheart had her baby? No, this is me finding out she was pregnant. Unless I was told that and forgot, which is completely plausible as well. Congratulations to her. She's the sweetest bitch you'll ever meet, but don't cross her. Now I want to rewatch season 2 of Jersey Shore. How many shows can you get me to want to rewatch? I won't actually rewatch them, but I'll want to. Just keep bringing up TV shows, and I'm like, oh man, I love that show. I should rewatch that. I know she was trying for a while. She's having complications. I'm so happy for her. It was a girl. It's a girl! I'm not up to date on the lore. Oh, it's a boy? Oh, it's a boy! I'm not up to date on the lore. Did Ronnie have a kid? Why do I feel like he had like a baby mama drama situation? Like that is somewhere deep in my brain of lore that I remember, but I don't remember. Didn't he get like arrested or something like that? I don't know. He's a crazy human and crazy individual, so I would not be surprised in the slightest. You could watch one episode of Jersey Shore and jump to that conclusion immediately. Oh my god, can I stop yawning, please? Like I said, I just need one big yawn. One big yawn to never yawn again. Ronnie has a girl. Oh, I do remember that then. Quick question, do you stand with your tribal chief? Ooh. Do I stand with my tribal chief? That's a loaded question. You know? I do stand with my tribal chief. I acknowledge him. I currently acknowledge him, yes. Has it always been like that? No, it has not always been like that. I think the point where I didn't want to acknowledge my tribal chief was just because it was last year. It was definitely last year. Last year and a half, where he had already been champion for like 4 years at that point. He only showed up every like 3 months. I was just like, come on, I can't do anything. Can't do anything with this. And I was definitely over it. I no longer wanted to acknowledge it. But now that he's doing his own thing, I'm down for it. Did anything special on Raw happen yesterday? I did not watch Monday Night Raw. Because my internet was janky, so I could not even pull it up if I wanted to. So I actually don't know what happened last night. Wait, Finn, when did you start watching wrestling? Hold up, we need to back this up. When on earth did this occur? Because I feel like if you don't start watching wrestling as a kid, then you wouldn't get into it as an adult. I would care to assume that every wrestling fan grew up watching it. Back into it. Finn, what? Did I know this, Finn? What the? I feel like my entire world is coming down crashing before me. Have I really just been gone from YouTube that long that I can't remember these things? La da dee, la da doo, la da da. Cold. Do. Glade was... I had to do a double take on that Glade. It was not shiny in the slightest, because its shiny is very obvious, but I looked at it for, I want to say, 5 seconds. Finn, if you are interested in WWE, and you would like to join a server for WWE, I'm a quote-unquote general manager, and we do, like, a draft league and everything. If that sounds of any interest to you, scream at me in my Discord DMs and I can sauce you an invite. Because we are actively looking for new people always. We got a whole big story going on over there. This is just me finding out you watch wrestling. Otherwise, I would have invited you 8 years ago. You would know a lot of people in the server just based off being here on stream. There's a lot of people who watch stream are also there. I could draft you to my brand. I run the Raw brand in the server. And then Bri runs SmackDown. I love Royal Rumble. I'm very excited. Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view of the year. I like it more than WrestleMania. Even though WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of the year for them. I'm just not excited about Royal Rumble next year, unfortunately. Like, the wind has been caught out of my sails. I'm not excited for it just because it's in Saudi Arabia. So, the WWE Saudi Arabia partnership is problematic already. It has loads of problematic elements to it. On top of, they always make the shows, like, awful. Almost intentionally, I feel like. So, the Women's Royal Rumble match is going to be in Saudi Arabia next year. It's going to be a very odd thing to watch. I don't know. It's just going to be a very odd overall experience. That's shiny. No, it's not shiny. Also, not everyone goes to those shows either. There are some people that work for the company that outright do not go. They boycott them, which they're allowed to do. They don't get punished for that. But I can't think of anyone recently who's not gone. There used to be a few that, like, outright said they would never go. I know they already announced it months ago, but they just officially revealed, like, they did, like, official promo and things like that for WrestleMania 42 next year. They just dropped, like, the video and the poster thingy today. It's in Las Vegas again, which is very annoying. I don't care if WrestleMania goes back to a city, but back-to-back years in the same city is... And back-to-back years with, like, the same, like, aesthetic and theme and whatnot. Not my favorite. Because they always make the logos for WrestleMania, and they always make, like, the posters around the theme of the city or something like that. So when they were in Tampa, it was like it was like pirate themed because it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play there. When it was Las Vegas, they made it like poker, the logo and everything poker themed. What else? Philly, when they were in Philly last year, the logo had the big Liberty Bell in it. So everything's always themed around it. So back-to-back years is like, we're just recycling at this point. We're recycling the same thing that you did. And we're trying to pass it off as new. I don't vibe with it. One thing I hope doesn't happen is John Cena ever the Logan, because there's a huge chance Logan Cena's retiring. I don't want to tell you this, Finn. I'm so sorry. I think that one day Logan Paul is going to be a WWE champion. I hate to say it. It pains me to say out loud, but I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Hi, Uni. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
I cannot stand Logan Paul. I don't want him there. He's a very good wrestler. I'll give it to him. I mean, he's very, very talented, but I still don't want him there. He's just a very problematic individual. I don't vibe with the man. It also doesn't help Finn that there was a quote that he said the other day, literally just the other day, that he said that he's going to devote the rest of his life to WWE. So, if someone's saying they're going to devote their life, I feel like Homeboy's going to stay there for a long time. That Prime cart's gonna be there forever. It's literally... I don't care if you drink energy drinks, but isn't there, like... I feel like when you market your energy drink towards kids, which is, like, what Prime does, that's, like... I'm waving, like, a giant red flag for that. Kids should not be drinking energy drinks. I've never had Prime. I don't want to really have Prime, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm gonna have anything, it's gonna be, like, Gatorade. And it's gonna be, like, sports related, like, sports related to, like, recovery. That I would drink Gatorade. Prime? I don't need all that in my body. I already know about the Mr. Beast, like, Lunchable things that they, that him and Logan Paul worked on, that... what's her name? Rosanna Pacino? The YouTuber who does, like, nerdy nummies and everything like that. She's a really popular YouTuber. She did an entire video where she ordered a bunch and found mold in them. Like, she literally just picked them up at the grocery store, opened them up, and there was just mold inside the Lunchables. And that's just gross. She also just, like, despises Mr. Beast in general. So she likes to call him out any chance she can get. Which, honestly, pop off. I used to think Mr. Beast was, like, a good, like, overall, like, oh my god, he's helping cure the world. Or cure blindness and, like, helping people, like, hear again for the first time. But then I realized, like, the more and more things he just says, I'm like, something's off about this man. Something's off here. And I don't know. Yeah, that's a good word to describe it. Something's sketchy. There's something sketchy about that man. My first initial question was, how does he fund those things? But I then learned that, like, outside companies and outside, like, investors help fund those videos. It also didn't help that he joked about doing a real life Hunger Games. And I'm like, even as a joke, like, knowing that what he's done in videos before, he did like a real life Squid Games type video. So like a real life Hunger Games type video, I don't know if you're the one to make that joke. Other people can make that joke about a real life Hunger Games because it's just a joke. It's not going to happen. But you, Mr. Beast, I feel like Mr. Beast would actually make it happen. And that gives me pause and a tremendous bombastic side eye. That's a great way to put it. He gives supervillain vibes. Something about that man, it's given supervillain energy. It's like giving Lex Luthor from Superman. A very rich person who's doing it in the name of the public, but is secretly doing things all shady behind the scenes. He is Lex Luthor IRL. He's Lex Luthor with hair, though. Because Lex Luthor's bald, but Mr. Beast has hair. What are Mr. Beast's most recent videos? What has he done recently? I'm not subscribed to this man, so I do not watch anything he's doing. Three days ago, I saved 1,000 animals from dying. Okay. He has 448 million subscribers. Oh my god. 100 kids versus the world's strongest man. Would you risk dying for $500,000? And it's... Oh, I did hear about this. Someone was like tied up inside a burning building for $500,000 and escaping. That's insane. I forgot he did that. Survive 30 days, chained to your ex, win $250,000. $1 versus a $1 billion nuclear bunker. Survive 100 days in prison, win $500,000. Wow. There's something sketch going on there. Something's not right. You didn't even get the full money up? Oh, that's it. I'm sure there's Reddit threads of like deep diving. Has Mr. Beast actually given out the money that he promised? Ooh. You know there's someone that's chronically online that has done the research investigation to figure that out. Someone cared just enough to figure it out for the public. Even though giving out, what's crazy is that I think he does. What's crazy is that even if you were to win $500,000 from Mr. Beast, you'd get half of that taken away immediately by taxes. Which is crazy, isn't it? So $500,000 really isn't even $500,000. It's like $250,000, which is still an insane amount of money, but half of it's getting sniped away immediately. Because I know that's how it works for like competition reality shows. Survivor, they win $1 million, but do they actually keep $1 million? They do not. He gives people cars and then leaves them paying for them and expensive insurance to pay. That's awful. But I guess that, okay, that's awful, but weirdly, in his defense, if he's giving away car, is he expected to pay for that car forever type of thing? Because then he'd be paying for like 100 cars for people, you know what I mean? So it's awful. He shouldn't give away cars. How about that? Let's just cut out the middleman. No car giveaways. Because he's leaving people responsible for it, but he's also putting himself in that situation. Like, what are we supposed to do with that? Here's a horse. Yeah, we're going to go back to the good old days. We're going to give you a horse. We're going to build a barn in your backyard, and then you just got to buy the horse food. That's it. Like a pet. La da dee, la da doo, la da da. Car insurance is crazy expensive. That's kind of crazy. Is it? You don't have to make monthly car payments if you outright buy the car, but you still have to pay for insurance monthly. And the insurance is what will really stab you with the price tag. Because I was looking at cars a few months ago, and I can't buy a car outright. I don't have like $20,000 just to drop without like a safety net, you know what I mean? So I can't just buy like a new car like that. But with financing, I think my payments were like $400 a month with financing, and that was just for the car. That's also not including insurance. Ouch. Leave me be, Lucario. Wait, you know what that reminds me of? Mr. Beast buying people's cars and then expecting them to pay for it? You know what that reminds me of? That old TV show, Extreme Makeover Home Edition. That's what used to happen to those people. They would take like their old, like rundown, beat up houses, give them like mansions, and then leave them to pay for it. I totally forgot about that show. But that's exactly what happened to those people. They literally couldn't afford the houses that they were given. I wish I could have a car, but the examiners say I can't drive. Uh-oh, stinky. I mean, if it gives you any consolation, I almost failed my driver's test when I was 16. Did I fail it first try? No, I didn't. I passed. However, I almost failed. He did make a point in telling me exactly what I did wrong and said, you know, other than this incident, it was fine. I always buy an older car so I can just pay for it flat out, to be honest. I don't care my car, it's just transportation for real. Yeah, I'm not crazy into cars. Like, I don't need like a 2026 Ferrari. I would never be able to afford a Ferrari, but like, you know what I mean? I don't need like a name, I don't need a brand, and I don't need like a new model. I think the cars I was looking at a few months ago were like 2022, 2023. So like still new, but not like the newest model type thing. And new enough that they could be marked down in price. They tell me I failed, looked in the email at what you did wrong. Have a nice day, and that's it. Wait, they didn't tell you in person that you failed or passed? When you take driving tests over here, the driving instructor's with you, and then when you're done driving, they tell you if you passed or failed, and then give you the license that you have to go pick up. Nope. Oh my god! Imagine getting emailed that you failed your licenses. You weren't told in person. You had to wait like 3 to 5 business days to be like, yeah, you failed. That's insane to me. I would almost rather be told in person that I failed than having to wait 3 to 5 days via email. I like trucks. I like SUVs. I just don't like how cars are so low to the ground, if that makes sense. So low to the ground, and then like it's kind of harder to see over the steering wheel. I like being like more from a top to the down view. More top-down view. I don't know if that makes sense in any way, shape, or form. But that's kind of like what my vibe is. I just think because my very first car was so low to the ground, it just was like, it was harder to park because it was harder to see. My dad used to have a car. He used to have a Ford Fiesta. It had amazing gas mileage. Amazing gas mileage. Actually, let's look it up. What is its gas mileage? $32 miles per gallon. That's city. That's not highway. So highway would be like 38 miles per gallon. Crazy. But yeah, the Ford Fiesta was like just like a little bit bigger than a smart car. It's like if a smart car had like a spacious back seat. That's a good way to describe it. Little teeny tiny thing. And that's the car I actually took my driving test in. And my dad did that strategically for me. He helped me out. Because this car was so small, it was easiest to park into parallel parking, so I could pass that, and then it was small enough to just be able to like handle driving-wise. We had to drive like our other car at the time, which was like a Ford Fusion, which was like super long front to back, a very super long and wide car. I would have failed. Do, 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 do. Boop, 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 doo. Okay, I'm gonna do one more check after this, and I'm gonna wrap up the stream because I'm about to hit the 2-hour mark. I'm a little bit hungry, and I have a show on in an hour, so I want to be able to make sure I can make dinner in time. There's 3 alpha agrons in my area right now. How does it feel to be God's favorite? Wild times. All right, last check. Last check of the stream. Last check of the stream. Do nothing over here. Sorry. Hate to break it to you. No shiny or last check. Nope. Not a thing here. Not even a tepig to make us smile. Hey, Malamar. Bye, Malamar. Alrighty. I will save here. And this is where I will wrap up the stream. Um, I probably won't be live tomorrow. Um, I have some things going on in the evening. However, if I am live tomorrow, then I'll see you tomorrow. If not, then I'll see you soon after that. Bye. Have a great day, rest of your day.